Tom and Ray are America's funniest auto mechanics, and they are two incredibly honest and nice guys who people just came to love spending an hour with every week. They took their names from the sounds that noisy tappets make on old cars. You remember when valves were out of adjustment and the tappets would click and clack. So they decided to take the names Click and Clack, the Tappet Brothers.
Tom and Ray were doing a local program in Boston on WBEZ at a time that we were about to put on Weekend Edition Sunday here at NPR. My producer listened. She said, "When lobsters fly, will these guys get on our air?"
Here are two guys who are auto mechanics, and they're taking questions about cars, and they're laughing, and they're not following the rules of broadcast. They're laughing at their own jokes. They're tapping the microphone and asking if we're on. It just didn't make any sense that this would be a hit, and yet people just absolutely loved it.
These guys are hilariously funny. Their relationship together is what really counts here. And those accents are inimitable Boston accents. They're fabulous. We signed them up.
They love the authenticity of these guys. They love their intelligence. They love their warmth.
They know everything there is to know about cars. And they're wonderful men. And you can hear that. They were loving brothers who adored teasing one another on the air.
Tom was always the philosopher king, and Ray, in contrast, was always, we called him the voice of reason. He would always bring things back and remind Tom that they were on the air, that there was a caller waiting for an answer, and that the caller expected an answer, and that this philosophy could wait.
I think that the real secret of their success, the thing that made them so lovable and so popular, was their humanity. They had enormous love of people kind, and you could see it and hear it in every word they spoke.
They were interested in people, probably more than they were interested in cars. They loved to talk about the natural sources of conflict in every relationship. So when anybody called, they would find a thread and they would start pulling on it. Someone mentions a husband and they're on it.
And the mother, I said to her once, after it was very clear what a hit they were, I said to her, "Oh, Mrs. Magliozzi, aren't you just thrilled with your boy's success?" And Mama Magliozzi said, "Success? You call this successful? They went to MIT. They ought to be teaching courses. They've got advanced degrees."
They were really passionate about the auto industry in that they felt it needed tough love. It was kind of personal to them. They were never afraid to speak the truth as they saw it, and they did.
They got us thinking about our cars, thinking about how great it is to take a ride, how great it is to have some shiny new toy to drive around the neighborhood in. They did a lot for the industry, maybe more than anybody else.